It's a pleasure to hear Sasha today with us. She will say some words before. She will be with you after the film to talk with the public about what we have seen. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Portugal.
Thank you.
And,
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight, and I hope you enjoy the girlfriend experience as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you. Now that we're all dead. So I hope everybody enjoys the film. And the moderators?
Yeah.
Should we do?
thank you for being here once more.
I'd like to know how the Steven Soderbergh chose you to part about this happened that you was for the experience.
Back in 2006, his writer, Brian Koppelman, who co-wrote The Girlfriend Experience, contacted me because he and Steven had read an article about me in the Los Angeles magazine. And at the time of the article, I was only 18, I'm 21 now. And basically the way he put it was that he recognized a young, vicious young woman who was taking control of her own destiny, which for a film like this, you're dealing with another independent woman, and he thought those two things could go very well together.
Se alguém quiser fazer uma pergunta, levante o braço e nós temos que ir ao lado.
Eu posso dizer em inglês. Então, hi Sasha, I'm a big fan of your work in movies, music, modeling, and I was thinking that when you were promoting the girlfriend experience, I guess it was hard enough to promote a Soderbergh movie because he usually does experimental movies, but when you came up to talk shows, you met cool people, cool interviewers like Carson Daly, and then met some rough audiences like Tyra Banks. When you did that talk show, was it did any time feel like it was Sasha Grey against conservative America? And do you think you came out strong after that experience?
I actually did the Tyra Banks interview when I was 18. So that was 3.5 years ago, I believe. At the time, I knew what I was getting into, and now I just look at it, and I'm just so over it, because it was so long ago. At the time, I was frustrated, but like this film, it was a transaction, and I went into it, I know I'm going to get taken advantage of, but I'm also going to get something very large in return, which was the huge amount of press that it gave me. So in the end, I'm happy, with the end result, I guess. It's tough to say whether or not, it doesn't feel like it's me against conservative America. It just feels like, hey, this is controversy and this is what we're going to do to get ratings, and this is what we're going to do to get attention. So I guess I use it to my benefit just as much as my opposers use it to theirs.
What's your favorite scene in the movie, The Girlfriend Experience?
That's so tough to say because this film was shot pretty much in sequence, but it was also 95% improv. So there was a lot of fun moments. There was a few moments that I didn't think that. There were a few moments where myself and one other actor, David Levine, who played the guy I fell in love with, we didn't know the camera was rolling. So that's the one bit of the film that I'm not on because we weren't aware of the camera. So my favorite scene, I have to say the dialogue was pretty great. And the scene with the journalist and Glenn Penn, the hobbyist.
Hi. Was that improvisation one of the reasons why Steven Soderbergh made the second version, an alternate cut of the movie?
I believe so. We only spoke about that briefly, but he said there was just so much material to work with. He was able to make a second cut, which was great for the DVD release, obviously.
Can I ask you one more question? After your role in the girlfriend experience, which I think it was remarkable, was there any interest on other directors to invite you for the roles? Or do you think there wasn't because of prejudice?
Oh, no, actually I'm going to Paris in December to shoot a film. It's a French film, but it's in English, so that should be a lot of fun. And in March I'll be shooting another film, which hopefully in the next few days I can actually begin to speak about.
So, what was the process that you and the director used to create your character? Did you show you movies? Did you base your character on some previous characters from cinema or from scratch?
I actually asked Steven if he wanted me to watch any films, and he told me to watch Pierre LeFou for the character dynamic, and There's to Be. So I watched those two films. I already had those two films, so that was great for me because I'm a huge Godard fan. And we actually interviewed two escorts. One who lived in Los Angeles, and she was very blonde and prototypical LA, very beautiful. Everything about her was perfect. And he was so kind and so pleasant. And the night before we started shooting, unfortunately I wish I was able to speak with these women more. We met another woman who lived in New York, and she had black hair. She was just very demure, but serious and very intense. Her demeanor was very quiet. So in a lot of ways they were complete opposite, but at the same time they were very, very similar. Like the journalist said in the film, they're always trying to hide something. Everything is, there's a perfect veil, but there's something there a lot deeper. And I kept a detailed journal, and I read a bunch of escorting blogs that the casting director, Carmen Kiza, sent to Steven and I. So that was interesting because it also provided an insight to the high-class escorts at Chelsea, but then also the girls that were a little lower on the totem pole.
Hello, Chelsea. Good evening. Sorry. You've already told us that you're going to make another regular movie. Do you think it's possible to have a parallel career, or do you think at one time you have to choose one or another?
I really try not to look at what I do with any sort of boundaries, because then I think that subconsciously limits you. And it's that old age battle of you tell me no, I'm going to go do it. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
I'd like to know when in this scene when it's a long shot between you and Chris, and everything is involved, all the dialogues were written, you and it was your own words, or even was it really not an easy scene to an actor or an actress like to know exactly.
When I went into that scene, he was talking about essentially the breakup scene. Steven told me, your objective is telling Chris you're leaving. You might come back, but you're going to leave for the weekend. And you told Chris, your objective is to not let him leave no matter what. And that was it. That's all we were given, and the rest was ours to play with.
No rehearsal.
Oh, no rehearsal. We had about, for every scene in the film, 3 to 5 takes per scene.
But there's a very deliberate choice, especially in that scene, where he does not show you. Did he ever, just in general in the movie, there's that choice. Did he ever tell you? Did he ever explain that choice to you? It's very...
I hate to be arrogant, but that was my choice. When I walked on the set that day, I noticed, well, because that was my apartment in the film, I became very familiar with the maison scene of the apartment. So when I walked on the set that day, I noticed they had a dolly track set up, which, we were using the red camera, so we used lights maybe for 2 scenes, and that was it. No dollies, no nothing. This is the only time they ever had a dolly track set up. It was at the far end of the room. Our scene was taking place at the center of the room. And Chris is sitting here. He's already sitting down when I walked in. And I just looked and I saw the camera with the and the dolly set up. And I don't really know why I chose to do that, but it was a very instinctual thing. And as an actor, I think you really have to trust your instincts. So I walked in and I thought, visually I just thought it would be very interesting and very bizarre. It's something that I think most American filmmakers are afraid to do. And somebody like Steven, I love that. Or at least really appreciate that choice to not be seen in a very intense scene, such as the breakup scene itself.
Hello. Hello. I would like to know what's your interpretation about the end scene, about the hug scene.
The end scene? The end scene was actually originally shot to be the opening of the film. And due to the fact that we shot this in chronological order, which is quite rare for a film, I was surprisingly, I liked it. Because I didn't expect it, and since I knew the film like the back of my hand, it was a nice surprise. What did I think of it in context with the story? I think it's kind of bittersweet, but in the same vein, Chelsea just goes back to what she knows, and she goes back to business as usual, and she carries on with her life, so she's still, making her own choices.
Hi. If I had to ask you a number from 1 to 100, like percent, how much of yourself is it on the screen?
I would have to say about 5 to 10%.
Only?
Yeah, like the scene between myself and David, the man I fall in love with, like I said, that scene, we weren't aware that the camera was on. So I think that gave it a little extra flavor because that was me, that wasn't Chelsea. That And the one thing that kills me in this film is I keep touching my veins, and the journalist says something about it in the scene.
And you stop.
Yeah, stop. But that was going to be just get out of my face. So that's something I do a lot.
Thank you.
Hi, I wanted to know if you had any feedback from girls who have this profession and what you think they will think about the movie.
I actually haven't. I mean, everybody knows Twitter, so every once in a while I'll get a message from female escorts. Just, yeah, I like the film, or can you tell me more about it and what you think about it? But with 140 characters, you know,
Thank you. One last question.
I know you are now producing and directing your own movies. Did you ask any tips to students, whatever, how to direct?
I didn't ask him anything, but I think just being around him really inspired me, because it kind of validated a lot of opinions I have about filmmaking, and especially adult filmmaking. And with the Girlfriend Experience, it was shot on the red, it was shot in 15 days. And whether you like the film or not, you can't deny that it's visually a beautiful piece. So that really inspired me to, when people say, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough this, we can't get the right people, there's always a way to make something work, regardless of what you have or what you don't have. And sometimes I think less is more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.